Hello and welcome to Never Fall. This is your evening debate. We got a great show for you. Odegaard versus Maddison. This is my favorite topic. Amrabat, is he going to be a hit or a miss? And I don't know what else. What else were we talking about?
Darwin Nunez, man, that guy. No, Darwin.
I have seen a lot of posts of Darwin Nunez back to his best. He never lived his best. He's always been good for Uruguay and just all right.
Whoa, we say we call him?
That's like Homer Simpson said that. You are gay.
He's been all right for Uruguay.
No, Uruguay.
Uruguay. You're a guy. You are a guy. You're a guy.
What do you guys call it then?
Oh my God, Italy are trash.
Italy losing to Macedonia.
No, they drew 1-1.
Well, talking on international football, let's ask a question firstly.
Did Kai have
which one? Hold on. Which one was more entertaining to watch? Sidemen, charity game, or the England game? Honestly, which one was more entertaining to watch?
Are you asking me that?
I watched.
Yeah, I'll ask you.
I think the England was not bad. I watched 40 minutes. The second half, it wasn't bad.
Bro, you must be missing football, bro. It's shit.
Yeah, that was minging. That was garbage.
Sidemen FC. Listen, the quality. I'm not saying the quality was as good, but entertainment value. Yeah, it was more entertaining.
Oh, I had more enjoyment from seeing I Show Speed miss a penalty than I did seeing Declan Rice, Henderson, and Jude Bellingham midfield.
I like the fact that they were doing interviews with KSI midway through the game on the sideline, and then he was realizing, oh God, hold on, they're attacking, and he was having to run back on the pitch to try and. Have any of you heard of this thing, by the way, that your ex-defender that went to Barcelona? Come on, Barcelona legend, well, legend-ish defender.
Piqué.
The Piqué started something called King's Football.
Yeah, he's doing something.
It's 8v8. It's absolutely it's
8v8, and apparently there's little things like there's certain times during the game where if you score, you get double points and just stuff like that. And they're trying to make it like I don't know. And I thought I saw an interview with him and Rio, and I just heard him talk about it. I thought I need to look into that. He's trying to make some like a bit more entertaining, a bit like one day cricket, I guess, where it's supposed to be
actually very good. Daps. Yeah? It's actually entertaining. It has a lot of bowlers. And you'll enjoy a lot about chicory, and it's good.
They're taking it. I think they're taking it to Latin America next, and then after that, they're going to look at bringing it to Europe and whatever. But now, people, go on.
Oh yeah, now my people. It's your dark skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, now tonight you go understand. Smash the likes, Kaz. How you doing, my bro? How are you?
Let's talk about how crap today's been, to be honest. I'll be real.
Did you watch Sidemen game?
Not all of it. I only watched the first half.
Did you watch the England game?
Bits of it.
Right,
yeah,
so which one was more entertaining?
The Sidemen game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Southgate is a joke, bro. I don't even understand why he's still the England manager, bro.
I don't understand it either. Like, how are you playing Henderson and Maguire, and how are you playing Jude Bellingham on the wing? Make it make sense. How is Saka still playing 90 minutes of football?
He was wing, man. What is going on?
He was arse.
I thought it was Maddison on the wing, was it?
I don't.
Well, Bellingham seems to be popping up on the wing a lot, and Chilwell was playing like literally a few games playing on the wing for Chelsea, and now he actually thinks he's an advanced player for England as well. Now, I don't know, man. I just look at it and think, come on, like. You could get this country behind England still, yeah. Like he could get everyone behind the club, behind the country so easily just by playing the players, yeah. That it's a bit like I don't know. It's a bit like Arsenal when every panelist during the summer would say, "Partey, Rice, Odegaard, right? Partey, Rice, Odegaard." And same with England.
It's so
Rice,
simple.
Bellingham, Foden, Rice. Bellingham,
like that's like at least 8 years for the next 8 years. That's the central midfield sorted out. No long tick.
Give Rice or Bellingham. Me preferably give Rice the armband. Maybe Bellingham. Give them the armband, just so that we can start getting used to it before we start going into these big tournaments. But you know what? The truth is, until Southgate leaves after the Euros, I think we're probably going to see Kane as captain, innit?
Real
What's
talk, man.
the point of friendlies as well, man? Get rid of it and just bring back the Premier League quick. That means the players can have more time off as well. And we don't have these complaints about them playing too much. You know,
They should just do like friendlies just before tournaments. That's it. Just before major.
You have like 2 weeks off or something like that, and he gives them a chance to recover. Like it's like a mid-recovery, like kind of thing. And I feel like, you know what? During Christmas, I like a lot of football, right? But these friendlies are just dead, man. This is boring. The UEFA Nations shit. It's just another way of saying here's another Audi Cup for the internationals or something like that, or Emirates Cup, pre-season cup, crap. It's just no point of it. No one tries. It's just there for what? An extra game. Yeah,
international football,
and potential more injuries, you know. So I just can't stand it.
Bro, I've got Nigeria to come tomorrow, bro, man. Long day, bro. Long day.
At least you got African Cup of Nations coming up, though.
How are you doing in the African qualifications, though?
Nah, we've qualified already. Like, we just need a point tomorrow to be top of the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're playing like the mighty Sao Tome, bro. Sao Tome, man. Woo. Exactly. Yeah, bro. I won't lie. After this qualifiers, this is the first time I'd heard the country's name. I'm not gonna lie.
What are they called?
Sao Tome. So SAOTOME.
Where about Sade? Don't say Africa. Don't say Africa. Don't just say Africa. Sao Tome. I'm going to look at it still.
Mate, we beat them 7-0 in the first game.
They are. Oh my word! Anime character came up. Never mind. Wow. No, wait. Sao Tome is an island off of West Africa. It's just south of Nigeria.
I never heard of it.
Come on, bro.
It's an island.
Yeah, man. We got the mighty Sao Tome tomorrow, bro. So
actually, do you know what? While we're talking on Africa as well, condolences and all our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Morocco and hope that everything gets sorted as quickly as possible and that limited lives and all everyone's found that can be and everything else, man. Hard times. So, right then, let's talk about football. Let's talk about where we're going to start. Well, I
was going to start with Nunez, to be fair. I saw something different. But I watched some highlights, personally. Obviously, I didn't watch the Uruguay game. Uruguay. I saw a little bit of a different Darwin Nunez. You know, opening up space, Bielsa ball, different body positions from Nunez. Guess what? He wasn't the scorer. He was the assister. So he assisted both goals. You know, if you watch one of the goals, it was class, to be fair. Even the ball he played in towards, I can't remember what his name is, but it was, bro, different type of player at this moment of time. Like we're probably seeing the one that we saw from Benfica, a bit of confidence compared to last year. I'm going to say this now, I don't want to say, because it's not just international. Obviously, international Scott McTominay looks like he's world class, but for me, from what I can see from Nunez, I think he's going to have a sick season. You know. Like, he's going to be pivotal.
Bro, I've been saying it, man. Second season for Nunez. People laughed at me when I said I see him similar to Diego Forlan. People might still not like that comparison, but he's just an unpredictable striker. I think he's going to score a lot of spectacular goals, not like tap-ins and stuff like that. I think he's going to score some spectacular goals. I see him scoring at least 17 Premier League goals this season as well, man.
Do you know what I said to Cass earlier? Because I was saying, could he be Liverpool's main goal scorer this season? Then I thought, hold on a second. Do you know what I would expect from him? 25 Premier League GA.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
GA,
definitely. He can do that. He can do
easily,
that.
Because I think that's the thing we've seen from him. We saw against Newcastle, we got the goals, but then the game after that, which was Villa.
Mo, what are you up to, bro? What are you up to with all them smirks, man? Hey, what's on your mind, Mo? Hey, Mo's doubting about what we're talking about. Darwin Nunez, bro. What's your problem?
Bro, we're talking about a guy that seems to look. Last season, Liverpool fans told us. Hold on. Last season, Liverpool fans told us that away from goals, he was doing stuff. This season, he's get goals. got goals. He's popping up with assists. And second season, like if you go and look at Benfica's second season, now he's got that bit of confidence. Could he push on and become Liverpool's main man? Main man, I said.
Mo, are you licked? Are you licked?
I actually think that Diego Jota
He's licked.
is a better player than him. I actually think that Darwin Nunez isn't a
but
good
who's more of a
footballer. He's more of a what?
But who's more efficient in threat? Like, who do you reckon? If you was to come up against a
I think, in my opinion, Diego Jota is more effective than him as of now. Listen, at Benfica, I've seen it a lot. I've seen this movie many times. Every time he plays football, his touch is not there. His weight, and you know that, guys. Everybody that plays football knows that. The weight of the pass is wrong. That means that's not confidence. That's just ability. The weight of the pass is just ability. And his first touch isn't great most of the time. Other than just, a couple of times he does it. And he did it last year. And until I see something else from him, it's the same as Mudryk. Mudryk is so quick.
Hey, bro, it's nothing like Mudryk. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, Mo, that's rude.
Guys, you're not. I'm sorry. You guys,
did you watch Mudryk today, bro?
Guys, hold on. Let me hold on.
Backstreet Boy himself, bro.
Jadon Sancho. Phenomenal player at Dortmund.
Why are you bringing all these players' names into this, bro? It's not like Nunez is better. He's better than both of them, bro.
He's better than who?
He's better than
Jadon
Sancho, and he's better than Mudryk.
Who's the other one? Mudryk,
so you want to tell me that Nunez is a better footballer than Jadon Sancho?
Yeah.
And what I've seen, yes, absolutely.
He's not a better footballer.
This is a ridiculous
competition. Hey, look, if we're going from the last 3 years, hey Mo, if we're going from the last 3 years,
I'm not.
If we're going on ability, obviously Jadon Sancho has more ability than all of them, but we're going on what we see. He's not producing, and
so
Darwin is producing at a higher level than him.
Last year.
Bro, I'm not.
Link-up play last year wasn't bad, bro. Let's be real.
It's not. But it's look, hey, Mo. It's not just last year. It's not just last year. It's. I'm not just looking at Darwin Nunez last year. I'm looking at him this year, last year, the season before. I'm looking at all of his work.
I didn't watch
his body's work. That's probably why you're talking about him recklessly like this.
Yeah, because I am watching. I'm judging him off Liverpool's season last year.
Okay, so far this season, what have you seen so far this season?
Hold on. He wasn't that bad last season. Let's be clear. I said countless times last season, that it was his first season in the Premier League. He was being compared to Erling Haaland, for goal scoring and goal scoring only. Right. If we take the goal scoring away from it, he wasn't. Admittedly, last season he missed some absolute sitters, had some absolute howlers. But at the same time, he also, for a first season, he did not have a bad season. Apart from in front of goal, he didn't have a bad season. His link-up play was there. It's just he missed sitters. We take the sitters away. He wasn't that bad last season.
I'm on top of that real quick.
That's when I disagree with you, Daps. So I think his passing was off. His first touch was completely garbage last year. It was terrible. Most of the times I watched him. I think him scoring 9 goals at the end was okay, right? But Ollie Watkins could have scored these 9 goals. And probably Ollie Watkins could have scored 15 goals. Ivan Toney, who's a superior player, could have scored more.
Oh, Ivan Toney's not in this conversation. So
this is what I'm talking about. This is a player that plays for Liverpool.
It wasn't Ivan Toney's first season in the Premier League either.
Yeah, but
in a new country as well.
Yeah. You guys are judging him because it's a Liverpool or a Benfica guy.
No. Okay, but hold on, Mo. This is what I'll say about Nunez.
I want to have the scale. Sorry.
Hold on. This is what I would say.
Or we're judging Benfica?
No, I'm looking at all of it, bro. But there's 2 things that we can guarantee with Darwin Nunez. Is number 1, the guy creates chaos. That's number 1. Like in the defensive line, he does. Chaos is sometimes needed and is good in a game. And number 2, he's an instinctive finisher. Like when he's got time to think about it and slot it, he's not really that. But instinctively, he's an unpredictable finisher, and that is a massive skill. If he can get some confidence, which he seems to be getting right now, he'll be a player that goes on like a purple patch of scoring 7 goals in 5 games and something silly like that. Maybe like go quiet for a bit, but I see him getting 25 GA is not far-fetched
That's a
for him this
lot
season, bro.
for Darwin
That's
Nunez.
not
That's
far-fetched.
a lot.
17 goals and what?
Can I
What's
build
it
a case
called?
for him?
8 assists.
7
8
assists.
assists.
8 assists. Yeah, man. That's definitely
Listen,
doable.
see, guys, what
He's
you're
already
talking
on 2
about.
assists, right?
You guys are
And 2
talking
goals.
about
He's already on
something,
4
and
or
I'm
5.
talking about something else. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you. Sorry, Kat. You guys are talking about something. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about the player that I watched last year. First touch wasn't there. Link-up play, as Daps says, the passing was completely off. And this is why he tried him on the wing to run behind the defense. It worked, didn't work. You can take your pick. He didn't start as a striker many games because he wasn't a good footballer last year. I'm not talking about the Benfica. You guys are saying he can get 17 goals. That's completely fine. This Liverpool, you put most of the strikers in the Premier League, they will get you 15 goals because the amount of talent around them is enormous.
Don't do that, Mo.
This
Don't
is
do
the
that.
amount.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Let me build a little case after this super chat.
So
Honestly,
what, Nketiah scoring 17 goals, yeah, for Liverpool?
honestly says Darwin spoke to Bielsa about his game. Suarez is helping him. Suarez told him to remain calm. I mean, anyone can tell him that. And Ronaldo said that Uruguayan guy at Liverpool is special #Nunez. You know what it is with Nunez? Yeah, I think he's a bit unique in a way. You could say he's a little bit raw. And I think last year it's the same thing when I don't really. It's easy to mock him, innit? Don't get me wrong. It's so easy to mock him. But Lukaku also has a bad touch. But guess what? Lukaku's still Lukaku and still gets goals. So the way I look at it is that the guy is rapid and he's athletic. And yes, he probably should have got 2 goals, let alone 1. I think he got robbed of an assist by the Premier League anyways last game against Villa. And he was the difference. The thing is with him, he's happy to go into wide areas. He's not really a central striker, but he's happy to also be central. The way I look at it is this. Last year, I won't judge him too much because it's his first season in a new country and everything else. Same with Anthony. This is why I don't get onto Anthony as much as the next. Yes, I might make jokes, but I want to see him when he has a striker in front of him, like a Højlund. I want to see how Anthony performs when the midfield's a little bit better and a bit more composed. Now, Liverpool of last year...
Can't talk on Anthony. There's too many puns with any word that you say at the moment.
Anyways, what I'm trying to... Yeah. Anyways, last year, he had to work harder because the midfield was shite, right? And now he's got a midfield. Now he's got midfield. Yeah. But Trent came alive towards the end of the season and he was always getting used as on the bench. And, you know, I get it. Trent was finding Jota quite a lot. And then when I look at it as well, if anyone wants to be getting onto anyone, should be getting onto Cody Gakpo then, because guess what? He's started poor. If anything,
I was about to ask, where's Gakpo? But where's Gakpo? So with the fact they've got the 8s they've got now, yeah. Where's Gakpo playing now?
This is what I'm saying.
Gakpo was playing in more the Bobby role, right?
See, I think
no.
He's playing as a 10, though. He's playing as a 10, though.
He's the left 8.
With Gakpo, he's a good option because he can play left or right, or he can play a bit deeper, right? The way I see Gakpo is he probably has to hold the bench because before I thought Gakpo would be used against the smaller sides to, you know, like break down the low blocks a little bit better, where Darwin Nunez might find it a little bit harder. But I saw Aston Villa try to do this low block thing, and guess what? Darwin Nunez was tearing him a new one. Then he went to a mid block, then back to a low block. In 106 minutes this season, he's got 2 goals and 1 assist, and probably should have had another assist anyways, and probably should have had another goal. Even the Chelsea game, when he came on, he made an instant impact. To be fair, he scored the goal. You know, he made the difference, right? Against Bournemouth, he only got 4 minutes.
Bro.
He didn't get a chance. Against Newcastle, comes on, takes his chance, and guess what? That builds confidence. And then against Aston Villa is where he got most of the game, not all the game. He only got 65 minutes. So the way I'm looking at it is,
and then 2 away with you.
If you want to play,
it's just a hater, bro.
If you want to play, see in away games when you want to play, when a team wants to play a high line against Liverpool, like a big team, like Man United, maybe even Man City and everything. Darwin Nunez,
Trent balls over the top to Nunez could be a problem.
This is what I'm saying.
A massive problem, bro. That combination could be dangerous this season, bro. I've been saying it since, bro.
If he gets his confidence up now and becomes that confident player where he gets balls over the top to run onto, and this is a thing. You at one point when you were talking on him, it reminded me a little bit of Sterling, and that's what everyone thinks with Sterling. The ball's over the top. Actually, Sterling isn't good like that, but that's because Sterling is such a confidence player. Nunez gets confidence and starts finishing with those Trent balls over the top. That could. What
Mo's saying, Mo's saying, quickly before you come, what Mo's basically saying is that even if he does score 17, 18 goals, he's going to say it's because of Liverpool.
No, that's a good job for him. That's a very good job. But for me, I'm not talking about the goals here. I am saying one thing. The only player in the Liverpool's front line and the eights that cannot play in small spaces is Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, but that's probably
Everyone else.
But think about it, they got to fit Luis Diaz now. And look how much he's helping with him. Bro, that front three is scary on the break.
Yeah.
That's the last team
exactly,
you want to
Cass, on the break, Cass.
Yeah, but even when you think about it, now they got Gravenberch, they got McAllister back going on form, and Szoboszlai looks like a guy that can play in these tight spaces and pick out them crosses that you may need. That's what happens. They got options now. That's the difference.
Yeah,
so many options.
But for me, I'm gonna say this. This is my opinion about Darwin Nunez. He is great on the counter. Give him space. He might give you a goal every 2 chances or something. Liverpool Football Club isn't a team that plays on the counter most of the times. 80 to 90% of their games, they trap the teams. They try to trap the teams. Apart from playing Man City or maybe when they play Arsenal. The way they played.
Did you not watch the Villa game?
Here's the Villa game. There was so much space because Villa played a high line. Right?
That's how
Liverpool.
Mo, sorry, Mo. That's how Liverpool like to play. Liverpool do like to play that.
But Mo, I hear what you're.
So my point is, when he gets these eights going together, all of them, Liverpool are gonna try to pin the teams back, right? Darwin Nunez isn't the guy that plays in small space like the Bobby Firmino, like the Luis Diaz, dribbling 2 guys inside the 18, taking the shot, like Mo Salah. That's my point. On the counter, he can be brilliant. But that's not Liverpool Football Club.
No,
but Mo, the thing is,
games change, and when games
he can be an option then. So he can be.
No, but look,
great.
Regardless, last season, this Nunez that started this season, last season, scores a bag of goals because he gets chances every game he plays, bro.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what you're saying about how Liverpool play and off the counter and all that, he gets chances in every game he plays in. If he's getting those chances with confidence behind him. He's bagging more goals this season than last season, but that's what we're trying to say. And when the link up between him and Trent is going to be elite if they get it right, man.
Because I remember me and Steve having a conversation and saying that if Haaland played for that Liverpool team last season, he might have actually scored even more. The first half of the season in particular, the amount of chances that Liverpool were creating that Nunez wasn't finishing first half of the season. So he will get chances. I don't know. I think you're being a bit harsh on him, Mo. I'm going to be 100.
You know it is. It's one of those ones that way you're not too pretty in the eye. And I get it. I'm more of an aesthetics type of dude as well. But if you're effective like a Bruno Fernandes, that you don't really see me get onto Bruno Fernandes more time because guess what? He's getting me the GA. And I haven't seen him in a balanced team yet. I'm seeing Nunez more in a balanced team, and it's like it works. We were saying the same thing about Haaland last year. His touch, dropping deep, little touches here and there. Guess what? He doesn't always have great games for City, but guess what? He gets in the end, and he only needs 1 or 2 chances. I know Darwin Nunez is not in Haaland, but we will talk about a finisher. He is a finisher. He's just off. It was off the. I think maybe we judged him harshly because he's been off the boil, and most of his cameos, even of last year, was off the bench playing left wing. If you get what I mean.
Well, I mean, we
ask the people in the chat, Daps, before you talk. People in the chat, please rank Darwin Nunez out of Liverpool's 5 attackers now. Where does he rank? Is he the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Just one number. For me, he's the 5th.
Hey, what's this agenda against Darwin, bro? What's your beef?
It's not an agenda. That's the difference.
Okay, not agenda. What's your beef with him, man? What's your beef with Darwin?
Tell you, it's not beef.
Mo's about to tell you
how he started this season.
Mo's about to tell you he doesn't have agendas.
I don't. For me, Darwin Nunez is not a good footballer to play for Liverpool Football Club based on last season, not based on the Benfica season. That's it.
But based on what you've seen this season so far, are you encouraged by him at all, or no?
Yeah, he can be a number 9, yes, but I still prefer Liverpool with Salah, Luis Diaz, Jota, or Gakpo.
Oh, that's not the question we asked. That's not what I asked.
Hold on a second, right? We have to go, and this is actually about what I was going to say. What did Liverpool buy Darwin Nunez to be?
I don't know, actually.
A number 9. They bought him to be a number 9. You said he can be a number 9 for Liverpool. So what you're actually saying is that he could be a number 9 for Liverpool, which is what Liverpool bought him to be.
Yes, they need to change the way they play, like what
by bringing the 8s in. By bringing the 8s in, yeah. Well, like we did with Haaland.
By having Salah now, instead of Salah trying to score and Luis Diaz trying to be direct, is to try to provide more. If they do that,
Hold on,
they
no,
can
we're
be the
doing
number
that.
9
No,
that
but
score goals.
hold on. Okay, so let's look at last season. Like we just said, last season they created a lot of opportunities, right? So they don't need to change anything. They need to continue to do what they did last season, which was create a lot of opportunities. But now they have a confident Darwin Nunez, and it's now what we're saying is we think with confidence he can take those opportunities. They don't need to change.
I still think that Salah and Diaz are very direct footballers that like to go to the goal instead of assisting people, which is the difference between, for example, Jack Grealish or Kevin De Bruyne behind or Bernardo Silva. That's what I think. Like, you'll have to change the way Mo Salah and Luis Diaz play. Even the likes of Szoboszlai. When I see Szoboszlai, he's a very direct guy. He likes to go to the goal from the shortest distance. That's
what game do you think Szoboszlai was good in? What game do you think Szoboszlai was good in?
I can't remember now.
Would you say he was good in the Newcastle and Villa game?
Villa in the Newcastle, I can't judge any Liverpool. Okay. I can't judge any Liverpool.
But in those two games, if we talk on those two games, Darwin Nunez was also good in those two games.
The Villa game, he was amazing.
Okay, so Szoboszlai was good in the Villa game and the Newcastle game. Darwin Nunez was good in the second half of the Newcastle game and the Villa game.
And when he came against
two chances on the counter when they were playing 10 men and defending for the whole game. Great.
Yeah, you still have to take them. You still have to take the chances.
Oh yes, 100%. I said it's great finishes.
Them very well.
Something I haven't seen from him. But again, how many teams are going to give Liverpool that much space? This is my question.
No, the thing is, teams will attack and go towards their goal. Don't get me wrong, it will happen. But guess what? If they win the ball back quickly, which Liverpool tend to kind of do,
rock and roll.
Who the hell? You could give Darwin, you could be 10 yards in front. Yeah, that player could be 10 yards and have a... Guess who's winning that ball in the end?
He's in the Premier League, isn't he?
And the thing is, you know what I like about Darwin a little bit as well? Yeah, actually, no, a lot. Is the fact he loses the ball and players get comfortable and he'll go win it again. This is what I'm saying. It don't look pretty on the eye, but you're kind of seeing now transition ball kind of take over the new style. You know, it's all about transition, not who can break down what. So, and it can come down to that. Don't get me wrong, if you got all the ball because you got no choice. But a lot of it's back end to end. And guess what? Who you want end to end? I'm not saying Darwin's going to be the most prettiest, but with Szoboszlai behind him, McAllister kind of dictating things, he doesn't need to do that much except go and press the back four and forcing them into a mistake.
Do you know another thing is I feel like, so with Sterling, when Sterling first burst onto the scene, Sterling was all about space to run into, yeah? And you could say at the moment, maybe with Darwin Nunez, it's space to run into. If you can change that into short bursts of pace and acceleration in in tight areas. That's what Sterling did best at City for me. It was the short little 1-2s with David Silva.
Yeah,
and the little bursts in. Now, if Darwin Nunez can do that, that works in tight spaces, right? That's completely different to what we're talking about with the balls over the top from Trent. If he can get used to those little bursts into the box, little 1-2s, which will come with time with playing with these, these McAllisters, these Szoboszlais, these Gravenberches, then I think, and even Trent, to be frank with you, and I think, I don't know, look, it's 4 games in. We've been judging a lot of players on 4 games, but I just think looking at it at the moment, I really think Darwin Nunez can have a very, very solid season for Liverpool. Very solid, very solid. And confidence. Also, the other thing is, you've got to remember, last season, the spotlight was firmly on him, right? Now, it's not on him no more. It's, you could say the spotlight's a bit on Salah because of all of the news. You could say the spotlight is on Szoboszlai, the spotlight's on McAllister, Gravenberch, Trent playing in the inverted role. There's a lot of other things going on at Liverpool now where all of a sudden there's no pressure on Darwin Nunez no more. Like, also last season there was injuries. Diaz wasn't about. Gakpo wasn't there, right? So everything was on Darwin Nunez, whereas now he ain't got none of that no more. He's playing with freedom.
I guess we'll see. For me, it's all right. Listen, he can get the goals and everything. For me, until I see the good touch, the things
he's covering his back here, isn't he?
Hey, he's covering his back. Mo, that is poor form for you. How can he? Did you really just say he can get the goals, but if he needs a good bro? If he scores his goals, he's doing his job as a number 9, is he not?
Exactly. He was bought as a number 9. If he comes in,
what are we doing there,
hold on. No, Mo. Here's the best way to ask you this, right? So what we're saying is, we think he can get GA, and GA, Listen, trust me, Mo, you know me. I'm not a GA merchant, but like I said earlier, it is important, especially in certain positions, right? And especially with when you look at why a player was bought. He was bought as a number 9, right? Haaland was bought as a number 9. Now, Mo, are you going to knock Haaland for just scoring goals and getting? He got, I think, 8 or 9 assists last season. Are you going to knock him for that, or are you going to say, well, or are you going to say, well, he hasn't impressed? So if Darwin Nunez gets the numbers that take Liverpool to where they need to be, are you going to say, nah, because his first touch was poor?
I'll say I'm wrong, but I don't think he's going to get 25.
You had a great first touch, but a shit first season. Jack Grealish.
So what do you predict his GA will be this season, then, Mo? Throw something out there.
Yeah, well, yeah,
in the league only.
10 goals this year, probably 5 assists or something like that.
15
like
GA, yeah.
He's got 8 more to go. He's got 8 more goals to go.
Pablo, clip that.
Honesty says, Mo, on that logic, every player who had one bad season in the Prem should be sold immediately. You can call someone a flop or great after 2 seasons, not 1. Yeah, no, I think that's
I guess we'll see. Mason Mount
yeah.
had a bad season at Chelsea. People called him a flop. So
rejuvenated at Man United, bro. Watch when he comes back from injury, bro. Baller.
And what about Anthony then? Why people are calling Anthony a flop?
Whoa! Let's not move on to Anthony.
What about Christian Romero? 1 season and he's bad. I can name names, bro.
Yeah, it was only Spurs man that
were
hyping him, bro.
Names. People watch
Spurs man and Mods. Spurs man and Mods.
Cars as well.
Yeah, Rolls
Royce after 24 games. Mad.
From Darwin Nunez, I think. We'll see how it is, but let's move on.
But before we do that, guys, 720 of you in here. If you have not smashed the like button, you know exactly where it is. If you're watching on your phones, especially, just exit the live chat, the X button, and then just hit the thumb underneath. Probably where Daps is right now on your screen, just underneath, if you don't mind.
And a little plea from me, and for anyone that says, no, you shouldn't have to ask for likes. Listen, if my daughter watches SS Sniper Wolf, her net value is mad in YouTube. She asked for likes, yeah. If she can ask for likes, then I'm going to ask for likes. Now, even more so, we are being consistent through the hardest time as content creators. When international break lands, we hate it, yeah, because we have to come up with subjects and we have to keep you lot entertained by being consistent. And whether you like us, whether you hate us, whatever, we are consistent with it. But we need those likes more than ever because those likes will help us to be consistent. So please, people, hit the damn like button, and I won't have to ask again, but honestly, we really appreciate it. It helps us keep going through this period and get us out to other people. So thank you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's hard doing content right now, especially
in this heat, even more so.
There's no football to actually talk on, so we have to keep.
It's hard that we're talking about Darwin Nunez.
We can reflect on like the weekend's games if you want.
No, you're sat in Monaco. It ain't hard for you. Nothing's hard for you.
Last weekend's games, we can reflect on that.
Yeah.
I hope that radiator behind you. I hope that radiator behind you turns on and fries you.
Wow.
Bro, I have to drive home. I have to drive home to do the content for the people.
Oh, life's hard driving home in Monaco.
12
in your Rolls Royce.
5 likes away from 200. We want 400 by the end of the stream, so appreciate that.
People.
Moving on to the next subject. He's been sent home by the Moroccan manager due to precautions. And wants him to have the best start to his career at Manchester United. Sofyan Amrabat. But we're going to be talking not along the lines of any sort of injury that he potentially has or anything. Is he going to be a hit or is he going to be a miss in you guys' opinions? Obviously, I know what Mo's going to say and I know what I'm going to say. What's Kunle going to say?
You got a gem there, man. Amrabat's a baller, man. Big baller, man. I would have liked him at Arsenal, but he's African, so having Partey and him, African nations, losing both of them would have been a little bit too much. But my only thing is, like, I think he makes you solid, but in terms of the football that you play, whatever you call it, whatever you lot play, like, I don't see him improving that. But he's definitely going to be solid, a solid player. Like, but he's not really known for his technical ability, even though he does have. He's not really known for the way he moves the ball about, but he's a baller.
Listen, people in the chat, people in the chat, come up with some names for Man United's football, please?
I Mo, he said Amrabat's not known for his technical ability. Did you hear that one?
He's better than Declan Rice on the ball. That's no hate. I swear, Kunle, no hate.
Did you hear me debate it? Did you hear me debate it?
Oh, okay. So it's not.
There's no
because
debate here,
you
bro.
had this look. You had this look. So it's not. It's
Nah,
you
bro.
agree or disagree?
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree.
You know what? For me,
Oh,
he
okay.
does. Yeah. For me,
Oh, really? You do agree that he's a better
Yeah.
footballer than Declan Rice?
I
Hold
can't
on.
lie.
No, you just said no.
You
Hold
never
on, no.
said.
You didn't say that, Mo. You
Oh,
said,
Mo is crazy.
come on, Mo. You can't check. Come on. You're better than this, Mo. You're not going to catch man out with that one. You said he's better on the ball, technically, and then you literally changed it to so you're saying he's a better footballer.
Okay,
better
so
footballer.
maybe
Come on.
I mean footballer. I mean a footballer. I mean technical ability on the ball because.
No,
Sorry,
but they're two different things, though. Good try, though. Good try.
So maybe the difference.
Don't try and explain yourself. You got caught out, bro. Good try, though.
No,
Good
I
try.
didn't.
Touche,
I actually
touche.
think that when I call a footballer.
This
Okay,
guy's
so
really-
let me ask you again. You
He's
agree that his
so-
technical ability on the ball is better than Declan Rice?
Yeah, I do agree. As of now, anyway.
Okay.
Anyways,
But Rice has still got a ceiling. I don't think Amrabat has
you know
much
what,
of a
you know
ceiling.
what it is
to
for me,
improve.
yeah? It's what Amrabat gives
Lives
Man
in a cave.
United is what I saw against Arsenal that I only saw once was when there's space to drive with the ball, that was the difference between Man United and Arsenal. They had one player in your team, which was actually Declan Rice, that had a lot of progressive carrying to drive.
Right.
Man United currently doesn't have a centre mid that's fit or let alone good enough an ability that can carry that ball and then make a progressive pass out of it. See, Amrabat's not your attacking midfielder. He's not going to get you goals. He's not going to get you assists. And guess what? He's not going to give you loads of key passes into areas in terms of in the final third where you're going to go and score like the Eriksen chance. But what he does give you is more of a hybrid type 8/ or being a 6. He likes to drop deep first. And this is where I find Man United a bit annoying. You see when Casemiro goes on a ball as the first one when he receives it from Onana or whoever, he takes too long. On the half turn, he stinks. Casemiro stinks on the half turn. So that's where I look where Amrabat can come in. And as an 8, he can carry the ball and he loves a switch. And that's just something that we don't do enough is the switching. And the last part I would say in terms of what we also miss is someone that is press resistant and can shrug off a lot of his jewels because he doesn't get bullied off the ball.
I don't like. He's very cool and calm on the ball.
And Bruno Fernandes has to drop deep. The same way we're talking on Nunez, by the way, this applies. Nunez shouldn't need to do as much work in the midfield or even defensive areas as much as he used to do because they got a capable enough midfield to go and win that ball back. Now, the way I look at it with Man United, right, is where Bruno Fernandes drops deep into areas I don't want to see him at. Why am I seeing him defending where the centre-back's defending or where Eriksen needs to be? Because Eriksen's not good enough. See, with him there, it makes me think Bruno needs to be where he does his best work, being effective up the pitch, not pretty on the eye, but further up the pitch all the time. Like we saw against pretty much Arsenal until he got fed up and couldn't be asked. So that's the way I look at it. Who's actually another very good progressive carry on the ball. I hate to say it, Scott McTominay, but guess what? He's arse and he hides. That's why I feel like he would be. I think Amrabat will come a fan favorite very quickly.
Nah, for sure, man.
I said it before.
Your football's still gonna stink.
I said
it's gonna change.
Start next to Casemiro. He will start.
You're right. You was right on that part.
It's a must. It's a must. It's a must. It's not an option now for Man United. The way you play in that midfield, it's a must now. It's like if Ten Hag doesn't do that, he's as stubborn as Arteta would have it as an 8. You have no one in that role to control the ball from the defense and distribute. And Amrabat is that guy. He does it for Fiorentina all the time, and he does it for Morocco. You have nobody to do that because Eriksen somehow Eriksen lost a leg over the summer. Somehow.
He
used to be that guy last year. He used to be the guy next to
leave Tony Stark alone, bro. Leave Tony Stark alone, bro.
Who? Eriksen, if anything, he started better this year than he did last year. To be fair, I thought he held his own against Arsenal, and I thought he was going to get overrun. It wasn't the case, to be fair. But I look at it like this.
Is there something wrong?
Yeah, I think his aircon. It's his aircon. The way I look at it, I was looking at the stats in depth, right? And a lot of the times you can see Amrabat's always the first to receive the ball, and a lot of his passes is when he's facing the pitch forward. I'm not too sure what I'm going to see when he needs to turn all the time. Because if he is to go further up the pitch and receive the ball in different areas where he was used to being in Fiorentina on a split and making sure he's the one to receive it and pass it forward, wherever it may be, long, medium, or short, I don't know how he's going to be on those sort of turns and if it's going to be something that he doesn't have in his game. Do you get what I mean? If that makes sense. Because a lot of his tackles are actually in the middle of the pitch as well. And he wins a lot of his duels. But when it comes to on the ball, that's my only concern is the pace of the league, is he going to be able to cope? I think he will, of course, because I believe in him. I think he's a baller.
You've been waiting for him.
But I've been waiting for him. I've been calling for him for a long time. But when it gets to transition and quickly moving it, I want to see if Amrabat can quickly move it, like I saw from Morocco. You know, how do
you think you're going to play with? So do you think it's going to be him, Casemiro, Bruno?
My issue is, man, you're going to make him look bad, man. That's my potential.
What do you think? Man. And as far as the way you're going to play, do you think it's going to be hitting Højlund as quickly as possible? And Højlund's kind of laying off to Rashford.
Who's going to be hitting Højlund, bro? Who?
What do you mean? Amrabat's good long ball. Like, he's a long ball specialist as well, you know. Like, his range of passing is very good. But the way I see it is get it to Bruno's feet quick as possible. That's the whole point of having a central 10.
And then Bruno get it forward and to Højlund as quickly as possible as well.
The way I look at it is transition. So it's quickly getting to areas that you need to go and attack. Bruno,
like old United, bro.
Yeah, just quickly and go up the pitch.
Scholes and Rooney.
Ten Hag said he wants to be the best transition team. Transition doesn't mean counter-attack, by the way. It means getting the ball from your end to their end as fast as possible to go and score. That's what transition means, right? And it does involve counter-attack, of course. But it doesn't mean counter-attack. It means if we had a bit of play and we passed around the back and you got pressed, how quickly can we get from A to B? That's the way I look at it. And that's where I feel like Amrabat comes in from getting A to B. If you got Højlund, Rashford, that's enough pace up front. I saw Højlund sprint, bro. I was thinking, I didn't know he was that fast. Yeah,
it's quick. He's quick.
But then again,
he's strong as well, man.
Another issue is the Anthony issue, bro. I'm playing Pellistri. If you want to play transition ball the way you want to do it and you want to cross and all this kind of stuff, I need to see Pellistri. And I know he's young.
Kaz, is this Pellistri boy really as good as you lot say? Because I've been hearing you lot mention him for a couple of seasons now. What is it?
Bro, he's one of them players that go under the radar and doesn't get spoken about enough because he hasn't got the name yet. But every time it comes to Uruguay, why does he start? And he plays.
Who's better, him or Garnacho?
They play both different positions. One's more traditional right, one's definitely a left.
Who would you more likely rely on?
They play on different sides, but they're kind of similar positions. Who's the better player?
If I had to start someone, I would start Pellistri. But I think Pellistri would start because we've got nothing going on the right at the moment, in my opinion, where Garnacho's easiest impact. But I look at Pellistri's impact as well. If you're 2-0 up, you want to bring on your Garnacho and Pellistri's. Anthony should be having that position solidified. But guess what? Pellistri's like 21 years old. He's not that far off Anthony's age.
Right, next question. Kobe,
I can't wait.
Kobe. Yeah, but where? But where?
8. See, this is where I look at it like this.
So hold on. So Casemiro, Amrabat.
So the thing is, I look at it like this: is we got 2 players that can play 8 effectively, but then they both can play DM as well, and then you got Eriksen who's just completely an 8 as well. Kobe can play 6. I don't want him to play bare games. This is one thing I don't want to do is overuse the guy. But as an option next to Cassie or next to an Amrabat, I'm more than happy to see that. You get what I mean? But I want to be using them in different roles because when you're young, you should not use them in just one role, but you should get them used to playing different areas of the pitch, like your Fodens in the world, you know, and etc. etc. Like a Lavia, I think Lavia's future could potentially lie in the 8, but maybe that could be Caicedo, depending how Poch goes with it. Because I feel like Caicedo's future game is winning the ball in the mid-thirds, and because he's a progressive passer, Caicedo. Getting Caicedo on the ball and just releasing it to where you need to get to when it gets to that time, like Nkunku and that, it's going to be very, very effective. And it might be next to an Enzo. It might not do. It depends how Poch wants to go about the play. But again, that's why I say 4-2-3-1 is where Man United's future lies, unless they can transition. I don't think you can play a 4-3-3 currently right now with Casemiro and Bruno in the side in that midfield, because then you're relying heavily on one player to do all the work in terms of the technical work. And if that gets overran, that means the whole battle finishes. It's done.
Does Amrabat help you challenge this season? Sorry.
Go ahead.
So does Amrabat help Man United challenge this season now?
I think Man United's going to surprise all of you lot, and I'm happy to stay like that. I think City ran away with it in my eyes. I don't think you lot catch up. I want you to, because I think you're the most realistic option, right? Mm-hmm. And I think if I believe in my team as much as I do, that means Arsenal fans also believe in their team to go and do bits too, right? And that's fair game. But I feel like Man United is going to be a surprise team because I saw, again, it's like 2 games last season, we was arse and cheeks and we got told we're not finishing nowhere near even the top 6. One player comes in and changes the whole game. So what happens when another player that comes in and changes the whole style of football and a surprise baller of a youngster comes in to use as an option? I look at again, that's 2 extra options. What do we always complain about Man United? It's not really the defense. It's pretty much the attack. The attack's unknown entity, but it always comes down to that battle of the midfield. It's arse. Very arse.
Right now, I just don't. Maybe he bangs Højlund, but I don't really know where your goals come from.
I think City run away with it and they win by 15, 20 points. I'm going to be honest.
I'm looking forward. I'll tell you what, like, I'll be honest, yeah. I look at.
I definitely don't see that.
I'm not going to judge. I've already judged Man United, to be frank with you. But obviously, we have to play them at Old Trafford. Our first game against Man United is at Old Trafford. Now, it is a derby. I respect the derby, yeah.
You're going to batter them, bro.
Well, I'm saying I'm looking forward to going there. I am, right? Because of what I've seen so far and what I think, yeah. But it's a derby. I think that is, after that game, I will have a solid rest of the season opinion on Manchester United. Because if they can get up for any game, it should be that game, right? It's not too far away. After that, I will give my overall judgment. I can't see it. I know Cass believes it. This isn't Cass just saying it. Trust me, after shows, I sometimes go, bro, are you saying this? He's like, nope. He believes everything he says. Trust me. And by the way, so does Ty. Ty believes more than Cass as well. So I don't want anyone giving Ty an easy pass.
Not
at all. Hey, Ty's been found out now, bro, after this Sunday.
I'm going to see, after we dispatch Brighton, yeah, after we do dispatch Brighton at Old Trafford, yeah, the narrative.
Dispatch Brighton.
Bro, they're not as good as you think, you know.
But they're gonna take points off you, guaranteed.
Anyways, when we dispatch Brighton, yeah, because we love to overrate teams that can play pretty football, but when it doesn't work, it really don't work, right? When we end up dispatching them, the whole narrative about Man United will change. Oh, you know what? I don't know. You know that one. All it takes is one match and one convincing match to change everything.
Not Old Trafford, bro. Won't change my opinion. My opinion is the same as it was last season. At Old Trafford last season, you were good. You were good at Old Trafford last season.
This is what I love it.
This is what I love. Way too many chances to be confident.
This is why I put my team up where I do, because I believe. See, Old Trafford, if you win most, or if not all, your home games, and I'm talking about, maybe 1 or 2, and maybe a draw. You're already in the top 3, my brother. You're already in the top 3.
So you're judging that based on last season or this season?
Even this season, bro.
I know it's a very small.
Well, but definitely not on this season, because you're conceding chances on end, bro. Wherever you go, bro.
I saw it last year. Yeah, we don't concede more than 2 goals at home. Yeah, and that's fair enough. 2 goals is a lot to even concede at home. But when we were 2-0 down at Forest, Bearman didn't believe in it. But guess what? I know what the feeling is like being at Old Trafford this season. Not this season, from last season. I know what the feel is. And I feel like I can still know what the feel. You still feel you're going to go and win that game. And we did win that game. Against Leeds, they were very lucky to not lose when they went 2-0 up in the same manner. This is what I'm saying. Old Trafford is, for me, is solid. And I think it doesn't get...
That's right. And that's why my opinion won't change, because I did see your form at home last season from very early on. It changed. The season before that, you had Everton coming in doing the Sue there, right? That was when United was at Old Trafford, was not Old Trafford. Old Trafford used to be teams got off the coach 1-2-0 down, right? That's what it used to be in the 90s, right? It was that mad. I do get what you're saying about Old Trafford, and that's why you probably look Wolves. You weren't good against Wolves, but you beat them, right? At Old Trafford, I expect you to get a lot of results. The problem is on the road, and on the road.
No, but Daps. I just think I don't think Old Trafford has that daunting feeling at all. So even though you've won games there this season, and you did well last season. Teams go there feeling they can get a result there, man, and that's a problem. And I think that's going to haunt you guys this season.
I don't mind. You need to build up your reputation again 1 year down the line, and maybe it's going to be 2 years down the line.
Certain teams go to the Emirates knowing they can get a result in it.
Certain team or certain teams?
Teams.
Who's the teams?
Southampton,
us and Sporting, innit?
No, they got a result. They didn't go there thinking they could get a result.
They went there thinking we're getting a result. We finished 3rd without a 9 last season. Very encouraged from what I saw in Højlund. I'm back in minor and bought a minor jersey. Big up Leon there. Tiang Yang says dispatch Brighton with Maguire and Evans at the back. You know, Lindelof and Martinez is not injured, right? And also, you know, Varane's back for that game. He should be on the bench. So I'm not really that fussed on that part. But yeah, man.
Will Varane get injured a few more times this season, though?
Oh, 100%. But you know what? I don't mind if Varane gets injured for a couple of weeks here and there. It's better than the ones where he was getting injured for like 2 months at a time. You know, like I think he's managed well and you know his limitations. And that's it. I'd rather just use him in Champions League. I'll be real. That's that. But moving on. James Maddison versus Martin Odegaard. This is where I feel some are going to get triggered.
Wild.
Why is it wild?
This is wild, mate.
But why? No, wait 1 sec. Why is it wild?
Because it's not a conversation right now, mate.
It really is a conversation right now.
It's not.
Why is it not a conversation? James Maddison's been doing it in the Prem for I don't even know if you can call Leicester a worse side.
Listen, bro, it's international break. It's a fucking conversation. Let us rock.
Personally, Maddison's now the main man for the first time at a bigger club. I'm not going to go as far as say a big club.
Who was the main man for them before?
Well, I'm talking about going to a bigger club at Tottenham, innit? Like, because Leicester doing big things at Leicester is different to doing bigger things at Tottenham.
I'm surprised by what I prefer, anyways. But for the first time, Odegaard's gone to a new club, hence Arsenal, and became main man for you in midfield.
Yeah, but
he's still with us.
Yeah, but he's been performing at that though, hasn't he? He performed. Now we got the chance to see if Maddison's going to keep this up for the whole season. So I'm not ready to have that conversation about him just yet.
When did Arsenal finish in the last 3 seasons before you finished second? 8th, and 5th. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where did Leicester finish?
I don't know. Tell me.
Arsenal. So he finished 5th and 5th, I think, and then they finished a bad season. They finished like 7th or 6th, and then they finished the last season relegated. Am I wrong here? People can correct me. So Maddison has been
you are, but
man
still
most of it was right, but not all of it.
It's still
yeah, but I can't remember exactly because
done,
many
but
seasons.
if we're talking, we're talking the size of the pond.
Yeah, this angle, it's a decent angle, Mo. There's decent, but we're talking about.
Hold on, Mo. One thing. Look, and I agree with you ultimately. Yeah, that league position to me is more important than the size of your club. To me personally, yeah. But when we're talking about a big fish in a small pond, I believe the saying is, or right, that's slightly different. That Maddison was never. Like he's moved to Tottenham. They are a bigger club, so it's more pressure on him. He's never really had too much pressure on him at Leicester. He's moved in, and even more so, 4 games in. If Maddison did this at Leicester after 4 games, if Maddison just went to Leicester, had 4 good games, right, there would not be this pressure on him. He would not be in conversations. Who's better, Odegaard or Maddison? Who's better, Foden or Maddison? Those conversations would not be happening. They are now happening because he's gone to Tottenham. Now, Tottenham are not Arsenal. Tottenham are not Liverpool or Man United. But Tottenham are still a bigger club than Leicester. And that is why, and again, people, I'm not here saying big is important, but as far as pressure, it most definitely is. That's why he's in these conversations now. That's why all of a sudden he's actually forced his way into the England team, right? Because of where he's doing it. If he did this at Leicester, this pressure would not be on him. So now it's how can he handle this pressure? Can he continue with this?
I don't think
for the rest of the season?
The difference is, I think he's in a similar. I think it's a similar situation to when Odegaard came into Arsenal, and no one thought Tottenham were going to play the way they're playing, and they didn't think they're going to get results the way they're getting results without Harry Kane. That's a massive, big part, and
that brings pressure. And that brings pressure instantly.
The thing is, they haven't even got a front line, but he's doing what he can do at this moment of time. Odegaard has probably had a poor start to the season, not like he did last year. Not a penalty. I don't want to hear about penalties. Took my FPL points, the dickhead. But you know what I'm saying. But you could say he's kind of in a similar situation to where Odegaard was when he joined Arsenal. You know, in a transitioning sort of side. You can't really put it past him because he's been getting stats on the board even through injuries and stuff as well. So you can't even play the stats card. Odegaard's had 1 season good on stats. Guess what? I prefer Odegaard more because I like the tempo dictator.
Same.
I like that. I like the Fodens, the Odegaards, because I think they can dictate a game. I don't think James Maddison can hold it by himself to go and dictate a game.
Different players, isn't it? They are different players.
They're different players, but guess what? I wouldn't put it past who's going to be more effective in front of goal with better players. It might actually be Maddison because he's got the set pieces and he's got all of that in his.
I would say Maddison has a better eye for goal than Odegaard, but in terms of the pass and dictation of play, Odegaard all day.
Does not mean then before you rate off. This is a good conversation, is it not?
It's a conversation, but it's a bit like if someone was saying
Odegaard is the winner right now, though. That's
if you were, I'm trying to think of a good example here. Someone that scored a lot of goals and got a lot of assists at City. That's a fucking evil laugh, Mo.
Yeah, what are you doing there? You're licked, man. You're on Spice or something.
What are you laughing at, mate?
He's laughing at my comment.
No, because under the radar,
someone get that dog back. Someone get that dog back to sit next to him and keep him quiet.
He's winning the argument right now, Odegaard, man. Come on, man.
What I was going to say is that it's a bit like, and I'm trying to think of the right City player. Maybe someone like Leroy. Perfect one. Raheem Sterling or David Silva, right? Because if we're talking goals and assists, you're going to say Raheem Sterling, yeah? But if we're going to say who was controlling the game for Manchester City in that period, you ain't never saying Raheem Sterling. You're saying David Silva was key to Manchester City. And I think that's the same. I agree with you. Maddison, for GA, I think he's got the potential to get crazy GA. Crazy. But that doesn't mean he's controlling the games for Tottenham. That doesn't mean...
No,
and if you take Maddison out of the Tottenham team or you take Odegaard out of the Arsenal team, they both... You lose something with both of them, but it's something completely different. And I guess the argument there with Maddison would be if you take Maddison out, who are you bringing in that can do that? Whereas I'd probably say Arsenal, you might have someone not to the level of Odegaard, nowhere near. But
you know, it's for me.
You'd be surprised because De Bruyne's not playing for City at the moment. He's still fine.
I completely disagree with all of you.
Odegaard's in a complete Arsenal team, like last season. Maddison's playing with Richarlison, a washed Son,
Brazil's number one, no?
A Kulusevski, and nothing else going on for him at this moment of time. And we don't know what we're going to really see with the Jewish guy, what's his name, Solomon, and the right-hand side, that bummy guy, the Welsh one, that's Mixtrace, Dan James, him. So we don't know what we're going to see in front of him, but yet he's still, delivering. That's what I'm saying by being effective. That's why I say sometimes talent / versus the effectiveness. What do you want? Pretty on the eye, or do you want goals and you want wins? Right now,
you need both.
Of course, you need both. You need the talent. If you don't have talent, how can you be effective?
I'm intrigued at how Mo just disagrees with all of us when we've all came with different
points.
No,
I just disagree because I have something else. You guys keep saying that Maddison is only a GA, and I actually every time I'm watching Maddison, he's always demanding the ball everywhere on the pitch, especially in the final third, same as Odegaard, demanding the ball higher on the pitch. And I think Maddison is the one.
We're just saying he can't dictate the tempo of the game. That's what we're saying.
Okay, just buzzwords again. The tempo.
Now this is the fact. He can't dictate the tempo of the game. He can't. He can. He can't pick.
Fine. Yeah, keep saying it. It might be true. Keep saying it.
You might get it the more times I say it. That's what I'm saying. It might hit home what I'm saying. Like that's like we're not saying he can't do other things. We're not saying he can't do other things, but he can't dictate the game like Odegaard can. That's what we're saying.
Do you think he can, though? Do you think he can?
I think he can, exactly. So I think in Spurs, the games I watched, I think he's the one who's actually demanding the ball and dictating where the ball is going to go for the next play. It's not Bissouma. Bissouma gets the ball, drives with the ball, but then Maddison gets on the ball and he decides where is the next attack is going to happen. Is it going to be right-sided, left-sided, or through the center? For me, that's dictating where the game is going to go, right? Yeah. The tempo of the game, quick or slow, that's completely different story. That comes from the DM who moves the ball quick or slow. And at Arsenal, it was Thomas Partey doing it. It was him getting the ball and moving it quick to Odegaard or Xhaka on the left and Zinchenko as well, or going to go back to the center backs and the right backs. That's dictating the tempo of the play. Who's going to move the ball faster? So Odegaard and Maddison are very similar in this match. In my opinion, both are brilliant players. I'm not saying that Odegaard is bad, but Odegaard has done it for one season at Arsenal, who has been immense, magnificent player. But Maddison has been doing it for a bit. Yes, in a smaller club, but the way I'm watching him now, it looks like a continuation from what he was doing at Leicester. It's not a new start. This is why, for me, at the moment, still I would pick Maddison because he has been consistent. Odegaard just had a good season. That is it. I hope he continues.
You pick Maddison over Odegaard.
And I say, Can I say one more thing? I think that Odegaard sometimes gets stuck the way he plays football. Sometimes, you know what, in football, something gets stuck. Like the game goes past him. The passes goes past him. It goes to the right, it goes to the left, and he doesn't get involved. He gets marked out of the game sometimes. Every time I watch Maddison, and of course I didn't watch Maddison as much as Odegaard, he's very fluid most of the time. Yeah, of course, because I'm not going to watch Leicester play Burnley, but I will watch Arsenal play Burnley. It's as simple as that.
And now you watch more of Tottenham because he's at a bigger club, so we can truly judge him now.
I try to watch all the big games. This is it. My point is, I never, like most of the time I'm watching Maddison, I don't see him stuck in the game. I see him always involved. This is it. Odegaard sometimes gets stuck.
That's not a bad point, man.
How old's Maddison?
26.
26.
Odegaard is what,
24.
24.
Okay.
There's a lot. He has a lot.
Odegaard is good. Has been a brilliant guy. That people say when I say Maddison over Odegaard doesn't mean I wouldn't choose Odegaard over Maddison.
No, but is being involved and being effective the same thing?
You know what it is for me, yeah, as well. Kunle, yeah, is that I like a 10 that can play 8. Maddison can't do that. He's not an 8. Never can. Odegaard can. Odegaard can do. I think he's got better work rate as well. And I feel like he doesn't need a free roam position to be effective. I think Maddison needs a free roam. And that's where I think he's a bit more of a luxury player, and Odegaard isn't a luxury player. You know, so that's the way I look at it. I think 10s but the game's not about 10s no more. If you're a 10, be effective in front of goal, like the Morgan Gibbs Whites and maybe an Eze, Bruno Fernandes. James Maddison, course. But I like it. I feel like Bruno can also play 8. I think Morgan Gibbs White's definitely got in his locker. Look at the way he plays for what's going on in Forest, can plplay 8. My sort of 8. See, Eze, I think he has what it takes to play an 8 as well, because he throws his body around. James Maddison's again, he's just an English eyelash, bro. You just shrug him off. It is what it is, isn't it? But guess what? He's effective though. That's his edge. For me, big up Elise Isaac with that member chat as well. Sanjeet says, as a Madrid fan, Odegaard found his type of mediocre club where second is a celebration, and because of his mentality, Zidane and the board let him go. Mad.
I don't know what that's got to do with this conversation, but that's great. No, but that's great. That's great. But I don't think that's relevant to this current discussion about him versus Maddison. But thanks for the super chat.
I think they are great number 10s, but it's probably manager or personal preference. Arteta likes Odegaard type players. I could say Fergie will like Madders type players. Good conversation, maybe. Our context Mo is copying your laugh, the evil one. And then Elisa says, is Madders close to Bruno in style and quality? No way near in style.
It's more techie.
Bruno plays like his family, his life is on the line. You know what I mean?
One more thing I like about Maddison. One more thing I like about Maddison that I don't see Odegaard doing a lot. Maddison sometimes does something that we used to see in the 90s and 2000s, which he takes the ball, looks at a player eye to eye, dribbles, just pass that player. Odegaard doesn't do that. Odegaard has the pass.
He does do that. He does do that. Maybe he doesn't do it as much as Maddison, but he definitely does do that.
Yeah, okay. So he does once or twice. But Maddison, every game I'm watching Maddison, he has this dribble. Like sometimes he shifts the ball, dribbles past the player in small spaces. Something I like more as a player.
And you're right. You're actually right. He does have a lot more of that than Odegaard. But what I do like about Odegaard is his movement and how he sits into different pockets. And he does have the odd flick and trick that is very effective at the right moment as well. He does have an eye for the Hollywood pass a lot, but when he does keep it simple, clean striker of the ball, and he raises the level of a team. So we'll see him against Odegaard this season.
Don't you think that Maddison has the set piece weapon at his locker more than Odegaard? Corners, free kicks, stuff like that.
Free kicks, yeah, I would say free kicks.
It's useful talk.
But I think he plays all the corners. I think for Spurs.
You like Maddison, innit? Oh, you're a big Maddison.
I do. I actually enjoy Maddison. I'm a big Maddison fan. Yes, but last year I actually thought that Odegaard was one of the best players in the league. Period. Not just he was top 2, top 3 in the league for me. Like he was Arsenal's best player by far, not Saka. in my opinion.
But don't get it twisted. Like I rate Maddison. He's a baller, and you can go back to see clips when it was Maddison or Odegaard that summer. I picked Maddison, bro. Honestly, at that time, I picked him. But then Odegaard blew me away. 30 million blew me away. Became club captain, and he done great things for the club. And I think he's just gonna keep pushing on. He started a little bit slow this season, but he's still been able to be effective. On Sunday, especially raising the team, he didn't drop his head. Took the chance straight away after Man U went 1-0 up, and we saw the game out 3-1.
How many games? How many games has he missed for you in the last year?
Not many. I was scared he was going to be quite injury prone because that was the thing that they said before he came. 2 or 3.
So I'm not going to say it would be good to see that because I don't want to wish an injury on a player, but maybe if at any point Odegaard does get an injury, then we will see just how important he is.
Let's just cancel that.
But you know what I'm saying, bro.
I hear what you're saying, but
for me,
he's had that before he came to Arsenal, though. He was quite
honestly, and I'm not doing that. I think when I'm saying something with one, I'm saying it to try and give him props. So I actually think he is the type of player that, like, you take out of Arsenal and you might possibly really see just how important he is to the way that Arsenal play football. I honestly think that. I think he's so important. I mean, I think City Rodri. I'm not going to say he's as good as Rodri. I'm not going to say he's maybe as important to Arsenal as Rodri, but I think with the controlling of the tempo and recycling and, if a pass breaks down one side, I think he's so important to Arsenal on that. I think you probably
he leads the press a lot. If you see with Arsenal, he leads the press. He's relentless with that.
Yes.
Something Maddison doesn't do.
And as for by the way, Mo, if you want to see Maddison perform not so well, and I was going to bring this up, but I thought it's not fair because when we spoke about players for Chelsea and said it's not fair to judge them for Chelsea, it's definitely not fair to judge players for England. But Maddison today wasn't that good for England, by the way, at all. But not many players were. So
yeah, I blame Southgate more than Maddison, man.
100%. I blame Southgate, bro. I blame Southgate.
And I see Jordan Henderson that plays in Saudi Arabia. Nani Maguire hasn't played that
absolute joke.
Other than the 15 minutes
Walker was quite good for. Walker was quite good for.
He's the only one I was trying,
Walker
man.
Walker had a sprint with Modric, and I was surprised, bro.
Up with him.
Surprised with what? What happened?
Like, you think Walker is quick, but you thought Modric is one of the quickest guys. Like,
it's Walker, bro.
Walker just pulled up to him in a very
it wasn't just the space. It was what it was is they had a couple, to be fair, and it was just experience. You can run, but you ain't got your balance right. And you're not going to I'm going to put my body while I'm running in a position that ultimately means with your shite balance, you're going to fall over, and I'm literally just going to go goal kick and walk off. Literally, while you're on the floor trying to pick yourself up, I'm just going to walk off. It was experience. He made him look.
Modric is horrible.
Walker was good, man. Walker was good today. I think
it's absolutely
an awful footballer, bro. Like, what? He legit, he hustled everyone, bro. With all the he hustled everybody. I rate him because I can't be mad at a man that picks his country over his career. Like, you can't be mad at a man that does that.
Do you know he hustled the most? So potentially,
the right way. He has zero balance and zero control of the ball when he's running. It's ridiculous.
That's the thing with Walker. Crazy, look, there are players that Walker is damn quick, especially for a 33-year-old, by the way. It's mad, right? But it's also the experience and knowing that it's not just about running fast. It's about making sure your position is right. You're closer to the ball so that when they try and cut inside, you can just literally move your body round. You're not touching them. You're just moving your body round. It's like athletics. You've got to run the long way round. You're going to end up in the advertising boards or whatever. It's just experience. I think the biggest person Mudryk hustled is himself, though, because and maybe that wasn't even Mudryk. Maybe that was his agent. Maybe it was the club that was selling
his country, man.
That I think deep down we all know. Sorry, Chelsea fans, and this is not a dig on you because you lot. But I think he wanted Arsenal, and I think other people persuaded him to go elsewhere. And now look, we're talking on him, but he hasn't played that much. So Would he have got a better development at Arsenal? We will see. Look, he could come good
Brother,
for Chelsea.
he got bread for his country. They got a game at Stamford Bridge as well, charity game. They got all of that, man. Like he wasn't gonna get all that at Arsenal, apparently.
Was he injured today, or was was that an injury in the end, or was he all right afterwards?
No, he was fine.
Was he fine?
He's just been a bitch.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Kunle. Of course, One Touch TV. Of course, check it out in the description. Give them a subscribe. Go watch them always with the
and Tunnel TV as well.
Tunnel TV as well. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button for us before you go, please. Tomorrow is Rivals, not Virals. I don't know when. It's probably at 12.
Oh, hold on. And members. Sunday. Are we doing the members call-in tomorrow?
Oh, thanks for putting me on the spot. Yeah. I ain't organised now. And I just thought because it's international break, it's dry.
So I'm sure there's going to be a couple of emails. I'm sure we can do that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm about anyway.
Thank you guys. And we'll see you guys later.